Newton is bringing you another episode of Mindset Monday, where we start our week off on positivity. Right, is setting ourselves up to win, and then we do that by how handle our thinking. And so today's title of a Mindset Monday was, I call it "Calm in the Chaos." And why? Well, if you're watching this and you're in the United States of America, tomorrow is election day in the United States. And so, unless you've been living in a cave or under a rock or off the grid, just about every commercial on TV or radio or pretty much anything, anywhere you go, Facebook, any of our social media platforms, you can't miss it. And so today, what I want to talk about is just a couple of things around this. And this is not a political statement on my part, because we live in America. I had the privilege and the opportunity to serve this country by spending 6 years in the Air Force, fighting for freedom for everyone that lives in this country. And I truly believe that being able to vote is a great freedom, because there are so many people, billions of people across the world, that don't get to live in a democracy that we live in. And we have the right to be able to vote. And so, first of all, I encourage you, right? I voted early, which as many I think probably did, this year, but go and vote. First and foremost thing is that how we're going to stay calm in the chaos is, I believe, is that to vote, to go in, vote to whatever candidate, right, that you believe is going to move this country in hopefully in a positive direction. Because here's the thing, that either you're part of the problem or part of the solution. And if you just choose not to vote, then sometimes it comes down to, right, only a few votes in certain races and certain amendments that are on ballots. So one, go and do that piece of it, because at least then you can take ownership inside of this. The second thing that I would say inside of this is that whatever the outcome is, because here's the thing, half the people are going to be disappointed whenever the election results are going to be final. And my guess is going to be probably sometime later this week, but before we probably truly know. But someone's going to be disappointed watching this, more than likely, that your candidate didn't win, or candidates, depending on other races or amendments, that were on the ballot. And the thing that I want to share with you is that, the sun's going to come up. It's going to come up the next day. I truly believe that. I have lived now. This will be going through whoever our next president is. It will be the eighth president that I have been able to vote under. I turned 18 in 1982. Yes, I'm old if you do the math. Yes, I'm 60. And under that, I will have lived under 7 different presidents. Okay, some of those were multiple terms, but 7 different presidents. And I can tell you this, is that the sun came up. I made money in my business under Republicans. I made money under Democrats. I've lost money under Republican leadership. I've lost money under Democratic. The end of the day is that I can't control what is going to happen outside of my control. Meaning is, yes, I can go and I can vote, right? I can voice an opinion and do those things. But at the end of the day, it's still, each and every one of us are going to get up, or run our businesses or go to our job, whatever that looks like. It looks like for you. And the key piece of that is not forgetting the humanity of the world that we live in. That one, we live in that 100% the freest country in the world. I've been to other countries, and I'm just telling you is that this is the freest country. I'm grateful and thankful that I live in the United States of America. Is it perfect? No, there is no perfect country. But I will tell you this, I would not trade it for anywhere else to live in. And so the thing about it is that, as understanding that piece of it is that we get to control our thoughts around all of this. And so, yes, we may not agree with it, and it may not be aligned with how we thought it was going to turn out and to be. But the end of the day is control the controllables. And those are the things that I can control in my life. From now, you hear me say that it's my effort and it's my attitude. And it's going to get up after the election. All of us are going to get up and get back to work and to do the things. And the thing about it is there's been so much division. We all see it, and this is division. Sometimes of our friends think differently than we do, and that's okay. That's the beauty of the country that we live in, that we can do that. And I'm just challenge you is that just don't forget that that people, everyone has an opinion, and it's perception. And a lot of those times it was like, hey, if you don't think the way I think, then this cancel culture that we live in, it's not healthy. It's not healthy for anybody. I mean, the beauty of it is that we all have free will and get to think, right? And just because I think a certain way doesn't mean it's the right way for everyone. And that's what you value, those opinions. That's the flag, right? Underneath which we fly over this country, that gives us that freedom to do that people don't show up to our house and tell us, this is who you have to vote for. This is how you have to think. This is what you have to do. We don't live under that rule. And so I implore you today is that if you're taking this to the extreme of where people are just like literally stop being friends with people in their own families and do these things, think about this. No election, it's not worth that. It's just not worth it in my opinion. This is my opinion, but I think where we are in today's world is like, and I talked about this last week, right? About choosing love. And it sounds simple, and it sounds, like, oh, okay, well, Bill, you're living in, some other world. I'm not. But I believe if it is that if we just choose love and not to take offense over every single thing. And so the issue is that don't pick it up. Don't pick up an offense that you don't need to pick up, right? It's just like, okay, I maybe not agree with that, but that's okay. They have their opinion to it. I have my opinion to it. That's why I get to go and vote, right? I get to vote my opinion, my thought process, and to be able to do that. And we're going to live with whatever that may look like. And then be the agent of change, in your household, in your community, in your business, right? How, if we all thought more about others, as a believer in Jesus Christ, is that I'm called, right, to love others as I love myself, right? And then am I to overlook offenses? Yes. Because I've been given grace. And so we were in such a world of where I believe that we're just canceling people out because of their thoughts. Because I'm glad that's not the case, because I'm sure there's things that I think or I believe, and people are like going, but I've been shown grace, and therefore I give grace. And so this is what I'm challenging with today. This is a longer Mindset Monday because I think it's super important. It's been kind of on my heart, over this last week as I see more of this and all of the things that are, that we all are experiencing is that we're still Americans. We're still human beings, right? All of us have feelings. We all have desires and wants and dreams and aspirations to live the best possible life that we can. And I believe that we live in the best country to be able to do that. And life will go on regardless of who gets in the office. I 100% believe it because I've lived it now for 60 years. And it will go on until it doesn't go on. So I just share that with you today, is put that in perspective. Coming from a place of can you step into calm and release it and not let it step into overwhelm, and where like you look back on this and kind of go, wow, I let that kind of like destroy friendships or relationships over something that really did it need to come to that? Probably not. So anyhow, a little bit of maybe a little heavier Mindset Monday than normal. But again, I think it's important that we have those conversations. And there's so much negativity in the world. My whole goal 10 years ago, when I decided to start doing Mindset Monday, was around how do we have more positive things in our lives that we can be focusing on, because there's tons of negative. There's always going to be negative, always. And we can find that all day long. And we find what we look for. And so what I'm going to challenge you today, as I challenge myself, is go find the positive, because there is a ton of that happening in the world. It's just, we got to go and find that. And when you find it, go and spread it and make it better. Okay. It's up to you. It's up to me. It's up to all of us to be able to do that. So that's what I've got for you today for today's Mindset Monday. As always, thank you for being part of my community. If you haven't voted, go out and vote, right? Cast it, and then be that agent of change. If it doesn't go your way, hey, just love it, love through it, love